Ever feel like debt is a weight you can't shake off? Like you're carrying around a credit card so big it could double as a mattress? Well, it's time to lighten the load and unlock your financial freedom. If you've ever dreamt of saying goodbye to debt and hello to a stress-free financial future, stick with us, because today we're diving into debt reduction strategies that you shouldn't miss in 2025. That's right, we're breaking down the best ways to pay off debt and keep it off for good. Whether you're drowning in credit card debt, dealing with student loans, or just trying to tackle that mortgage, we've got you covered. And we'll even throw in a few tricks to make it feel a little less like a never-ending workout. So grab your pen, notebook, or your smartphone and let's dive in. It's time to make this year you finally kick debt to the curb. Let's face it, debt can feel like an uninvited guest that just won't leave. Whether it's those endless credit card statements or a student loan bill that shows up every month like clockwork, debt has a way of overstaying its welcome. But here's the thing. Understanding debt is the first step to kicking it out of your life for good. Debt comes in all shapes and sizes. There's the sneaky credit card debt that grows faster than your favorite plant, student loans that seem to age alongside you, and mortgages that remind you adulthood isn't free. But not all debt is bad, sometimes it's just about knowing how to manage it. When you understand the difference between good debt and bad debt, you take the first step toward financial freedom. Think of financial freedom as living life on your own terms. No more worrying about how to cover the next bill. Sounds nice, doesn't it? Speaking of, what's the most frustrating debt you're dealing with right now? Drop a comment below. We might cover a strategy just for you in this video. Alright, let's rip the band-aid off. Time to take a hard look at your debt. I know, it's not as fun as binge-watching your favorite show, but trust me, understanding where you stand is the first step toward freedom. It's like opening the fridge to see what you've got before making dinner. Except in this case, we're serving up financial clarity. First, make a list of all your debts. Credit cards, student loans, auto loans. That one time you borrowed from Aunt Susan and promised to pay her back soon. Be honest with yourself. Include the balance, interest rate, and monthly minimum payment for each one. Next, understand how interest rates are silently sabotaging your finances. High-interest debts like credit cards are the financial equivalent of quicksand. Stand still, and you sink faster. Now calculate how much of your income goes toward paying off debt each month. This will give you your debt-to-income ratio, or as I like to call it, your how much trouble am I in score. A lower ratio is ideal, but if yours is high, don't panic. That's what this video is for. Once you've got the full picture, you can start prioritizing. Which debts are the most urgent? Which ones are costing you the most in interest? Oh, and if you've already done this step, share your experience in the comments. What was the biggest surprise when you saw the numbers? Remember, assessing your debt isn't about shame, it's about strategy. You've got this. When it comes to reducing debt, one size definitely does not fit all. Think of debt reduction methods like a buffet. There's something for everyone, but picking the right dish, or strategy, can make all the difference between satisfaction and regret. First up, the debt snowball method. It's like building a snowman. Start small and let it grow. You focus on paying off your smallest debts first, while making minimum payments on the others. It's great for those who need a quick win to stay motivated. If you're someone who thrives on checking things off your list, this might be your jam. On the flip side, we have the debt avalanche method. This one's about math, not feelings. You tackle your highest interest debt first, regardless of size, to save the most money in the long run. It's perfect for those who love a good spreadsheet and aren't fazed by slow progress. Still can't decide? Why not blend the two? Pay off a small, high-interest debt first to get that dopamine hit, then switch to an avalanche for the rest. Because who says you can't mix a little math with momentum? Other options include debt consolidation loans, which combine multiple debts into one payment at a lower interest rate. Or, if things are really tight, debt settlement might help negotiate a smaller payoff amount. But be cautious. These routes often come with fine print that's trickier than trying to cancel a gym membership. At the end of the day, the best method is the one that works for your situation and keeps you moving forward. Tried one of these methods before? Share your experience in the comments. I'd love to hear which strategy helped you the most. Remember, picking a method isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Every small step gets you closer to your goal. Creating a debt repayment plan might sound about as fun as watching paint dry, but trust me, it's a game changer. Think of it like GPS for your financial journey. It gets you where you want to go without the guesswork. And no, winging it isn't a plan, even if you call it freestyle budgeting. Step 1, know your starting point. List all your debts, credit cards, loans, that IOU from Aunt Sally. Write down the balances, interest rates, and minimum payments. If your debt list looks longer than a CVS receipt, don't panic. The goal here is clarity, not perfection. Next, pick your repayment strategy. Are you Team Snowball, crushing the smallest debt first for those quick wins? Or Team Avalanche, tackling high-interest debt to save big bucks? Either way, write it down. You're not just making a plan, you're making progress. Now set a budget that prioritizes debt repayment. This means cutting out unnecessary expenses, late-night takeout, and redirecting that cash toward your debt. Think of it as giving your money a purpose instead of letting it sneak off to fund your snack stash. Here's where it gets fun. Okay, maybe not fun, but satisfying. Automate your payments. Setting up auto pay not only keeps you on track, but also saves you from, oops, I forgot fees. Plus, there's nothing more satisfying than seeing those balances drop without lifting a finger. Don't forget to track your progress. Celebrate those small wins. Paid off a credit card, do a happy dance, or better yet, share it in the comments. Let's build a community of people crushing their debt goals together. Creating a debt repayment plan isn't just about numbers, it's about taking control. You're telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. And trust me, that's a superpower worth having. Let's face it, budgeting might not be the most exciting topic in the world, but it's the bread and butter of debt repayment. And hey, if the word budget makes you cringe, think of it as a spending plan with benefits. The benefit being less debt and more peace of mind. Step 1. Track where your money is going. You might think you know, but those daily coffee runs and late-night online shopping sprees, yeah, they add up faster than you'd expect. Use an app, a notebook, or even a spreadsheet, whatever helps you see the big picture. Now here's where the magic happens. Cut the fluff. Look at your spending and ask yourself, do I really need this? Cable subscription you barely use, cancel it. Gym membership collecting dust, try home workouts. Trust me, your wallet, and maybe your calves, will thank you. But budgeting isn't just about cutting back, it's about reallocating. Once you've trimmed the fat, funnel that extra cash toward your debt. It's like giving your dollars a promotion, from Netflix binge enablers to debt crushers. Pro tip, don't forget about hidden costs. Groceries, for instance, can be a budget buster if you're not careful. Meal planning and shopping with a list can save you serious cash. And don't even get me started on those quick convenience store trips. They're a financial black hole. If you've got creative cost-cutting tips, drop them in the comments. Let's make saving money a team sport. After all, the more you save, the faster you can pay off your debt and start building that dream life you deserve. Budgeting and cutting costs may take a little effort up front, but the payoff is worth it. Literally, you're not just saving money, you're reclaiming your financial future, and hey, that's something worth toasting with your new budget-friendly homemade latte. When it comes to paying off debt faster, there are two ways to do it: spend less or earn more. And while trimming your budget is essential, increasing your income can turbocharge your debt repayment plan. Think of it like adding a rocket booster to your financial goals. Let's start with the obvious: side hustles. These days there's a gig for everyone. Can you write, tutor, deliver food, pet sit? There's a whole economy waiting for your skills, and the best part is you can often do it on your own schedule. Next, look at your day job. Have you asked for a raise recently? If not, it might be time to polish that elevator pitch and remind your boss why you're worth it. Statistics show that many people don't negotiate their salary, and that's like leaving free money on the table. Another option? Turn hobbies into cash. Love baking. Sell those cupcakes. Got a knack for photography? Offer your services for events. You'd be surprised how your talents can turn into income streams. And hey, you might even enjoy it. Don't forget about passive income either. No, you don't need $1 million to get started. Renting out a room, selling digital products, or investing in dividend stocks are great ways to let your money work for you, even while you sleep. Here's a fun challenge. Brainstorm 3 ways you can increase your income this month and share them in the comments. Who knows? Your idea might inspire someone else to crush their debt faster too. Remember, every extra dollar you earn is a step closer to financial freedom. So get creative, stay determined, and watch those debt balances shrink faster than your favorite dessert at a party. Talking to creditors might sound about as fun as eating kale-flavored ice cream, but here's the secret. It's not as scary as you think, and it can save you a ton of money. First things first, know your numbers. Before picking up the phone, gather all the information about your debt, outstanding balances, interest rates, monthly payments, and due dates. You'll feel more confident when you know what you're working with. Next, call your creditors and be honest about your situation. Explain why you're struggling and ask if they can reduce your interest rate or adjust your monthly payment. You'd be surprised how many creditors are willing to work with you. After all, they'd rather get paid slowly than not at all. If the first person you talk to says no, don't give up. Ask to speak to a supervisor or someone in the hardship department. Persistence can pay off, literally. Another option? Debt consolidation. If you have multiple high-interest debts, rolling them into a single loan with a lower interest rate can make life a lot easier. But do your research. Some consolidation plans come with hidden fees. And hey, if negotiating feels daunting, don't be afraid to call in reinforcements. Credit counseling agencies can help you communicate with creditors, create a repayment plan, and even score lower rates on your behalf. Just make sure they're legit. There are scammers out there who'd love to take advantage, so what's your experience with negotiating with creditors? Share your tips in the comments. It could help someone else take the leap. Remember, when it comes to tackling debt, a little courage can go a long way. Taking control of your debt starts with one conversation. The sooner you start, the sooner you'll feel that weight lifting off your shoulders. Let's be real. Avoiding new debt while paying off existing debt is like trying to diet while sitting next to a plate of fresh brownies. Temptation is everywhere. But guess what? It's absolutely doable if you play it smart. First rule of the game. Put that plastic on ice, literally. Freeze your credit cards, either metaphorically by avoiding their use, or for a fun twist, pop them in a bowl of water and shove it in the freezer. If you want to splurge, you'll have to wait for the ice to melt. Hello, cooling off period. Next, get cozy with a spending plan. Budgeting isn't a punishment, it's your roadmap to freedom. List your income and all your expenses and allocate every penny purposefully. This way you'll know exactly where your money's going and it won't wander into the unnecessary debt category. Another pro tip, set up an emergency fund. Life is full of surprises, some good, some expensive. Having even $1,000 saved can stop unexpected expenses from dragging you back into the debt quicksand. And let's talk about peer pressure. Social media might scream, buy now, pay later. But remind yourself, you're not competing with anyone's highlight reel, the most impressive flex, a debt-free life. If you've ever tackled the challenge of avoiding new debt, drop your advice in the comments. Your tips might inspire someone to steer clear of that tempting impulse buy. Remember, the road to financial freedom isn't about deprivation, it's about discipline and smart choices. Every time you avoid new debt, you're one step closer to crushing the old. Financial freedom, the dream destination we all strive for. But here's the thing, staying there takes more than just getting out of debt. It's a bit like maintaining a fit body after a tough workout plan. You can't just hit your goal and binge on donuts, or in this case, credit cards. First up, automate your savings. Think of it as paying your future self first. Whether it's for retirement, emergencies, or that dream vacation, setting up automatic transfers ensures you're building wealth without having to think about it. Plus, it feels great to watch your savings grow while you sip coffee. Next, live below your means. Just because you can afford something doesn't mean you should buy it. Treat every dollar like a soldier in your financial army. Each one should have a job, whether it's earning more dollars or shielding you from debt. If you've mastered this, share your tricks in the comments. Invest smartly and consistently. Whether it's the stock market, real estate, or index funds, let your money work harder than you do. Remember, you're building wealth for the long game, not just for this year or the next. And don't forget to keep learning. Financial trends shift faster than viral dance moves on social media. Stay informed, adapt, and evolve. The more you know, the better decisions you'll make. Finally, protect your wealth with insurance and a solid estate plan. It's not the most glamorous topic, but it's essential. Think of it as a safety net for your financial tightrope walk. One unexpected gust of wind, like a health emergency or lawsuit, and you'll be glad you planned ahead. Staying financially free isn't just about having money. It's about managing it wisely and making decisions that secure your future. So, what's your secret weapon for staying on track? Drop it in the comments. We'd love to know. We've covered a lot of ground today, from managing debt like a pro to building smart habits for long-term financial success. But here's the big takeaway. Financial freedom isn't a distant dream. It's a series of intentional steps you take, $1 at a time. First, remember that every financial choice matters. Whether you're skipping that overpriced latte or negotiating a better rate on your credit card, the little things add up faster than you think. Kind of like that one time you said, "Oh, it's just $10. Multiply that by 365 days and suddenly it's a tropical vacation budget. Second, always keep learning and adapting. The financial world is constantly changing and what worked yesterday might not work tomorrow. Keeping yourself informed is like giving your wallet a GPS system. It keeps you on the right track no matter the twists and turns. Lastly, celebrate progress. Paying off a credit card, creating an emergency fund, or sticking to a budget for a full month are all victories worth acknowledging. Share your milestones with us in the comments, we'd love to cheer you on. Taking control of your financial future isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. It's like learning to ride a bike. Wobbly at first, but with practice, you'll be cruising down the road to financial independence. So, let's wrap this up. Debt freedom is achievable, and it doesn't take a magic wand, just a little planning and action. From assessing your current situation to choosing the right debt repayment method, you're already on the path to a debt-free life. We talked about prioritizing your debts, making smart budgeting choices, and even working with creditors to get better terms. Simple but powerful steps like this are the key to unlocking financial freedom. You don't need to be a financial genius, just persistent. And remember, financial freedom is a marathon, not a sprint. But with a solid plan and some small wins along the way, you'll be feeling lighter in no time. Just like that debt monster we all know too well. Take control of your financial future and start applying these debt reduction strategies today. You've got this. Now that you've got the keys to your financial freedom, it's time to put them to use. Don't forget to hit that like button if you found these debt reduction strategies helpful, and if you have any questions or tips of your own, drop them in the comments below. We'd love to hear what's worked for you. Sharing is caring, right? So share this video with anyone you know who's looking to kick their debt to the curb. Let's spread the financial freedom vibes far and wide. And hey, if you're ready to dive deeper into personal finance and debt reduction, we've got more where that came from. Check out our other videos on budgeting, investing, and growing wealth. Your future self will thank you. Click on the video popping up right here to keep the financial education rolling. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Let's make this year you break free from debt and build the life you deserve. You've got this. Now go get 'em, debt-free warrior.